the trouble with my name. Dedicado a Javier Ávila. All my life, I had been mispronouncing my name, which I thought was Javier Ávila, until I moved to Pennsylvania to learn linguistics outside the classroom. First came the tennis club experience. How may I help you? The nice lady asked. Yes. I have a court reserved for 2 p.m., I replied. Under what name? Ávila. You must mean Avila. Yes, that's what I meant. And I thought, how nice of her to teach me the proper pronunciation of my name. It baffled me though, because my US publisher has called me Ávila for 7 years. My student who wrote Ávila on his first paper seemed surprised when I suggested that he look at the syllabus to read the proper spelling of my name. And when he handed in his second paper and said, I got the name right this time, and I said that he had written Ávila again, I told him that we never stopped learning. And he grinned as though he had never heard sarcasm before. The police officer who pulled me over for having tinted windows said, I'm going to let this slide because they're not so dark, Mr. Aguilar. And when I corrected him, he said, that might be the way Spanish people say it, but this is America. And who am I to tell him that I am not Spanish, or that America consists of dozens of countries, and in most of them se habla español. The principal at my son's school prides herself in saying the students' names correctly. Therefore, when she said, Mr. Avila, we'd be honored if you could come and read poetry to the children, I naturally accepted, in part because she didn't call me Mr. Ávila like the parent who recommended me did. You see, I like that they have options, that they can be creative, that they will bravely forego looking it up or asking the person who's had the name for 40 years or so. But the real trouble, as it turns out, is my first name. Waiting for my license, the DMV lady yelled, Javier! I had to look around to realize she meant me. When I was hired to teach a writing workshop, my future colleague shook my hand and said, welcome to the department, Javier. It made me feel so nice in French. At a conference, a fellow writer introduced me to his friends as the Puerto Rican poet laureate, Javier. And to hear the first syllable stressed so dactylically transported me to a Longfellow masterpiece. The first time my chiropractor called me Javier, I went through an ethnic crisis. But that was resolved when 10 minutes later the massage therapist said, let's see how much stress you've been holding on to, Javier. Of course, I felt something was fishy when the MC at the Poetry Festival introduced me as Dr. Caviar. Letting take out is an issue. When they ask, what's the name, I panic. What should be my take-out alter ego? Even Siri gets confused with me, and we have an intimate relationship. I mean, why go to the gym every day if she insists on calling me heavier? You see, when my friends moved to the States, they became other people instantly, without alternate pronunciations. Ivan Velez became Ivan Velez. Joel Ramos became Joel Ramos. And Brenda Aguirre became Brenda Aguirre. I, on the other hand, became many people every day, and I still do. There seems to be no cure for my multiple name pronunciation disorder, but there is a prescription that can heal it, one that must be renewed daily by phone. So every day, I dial the number, the only one I'll always know by heart. And as soon as she answers the phone, I hear my name the way it's supposed to sound, in the voice of mi mamá. You're going to enjoy that now, Javier. Hay tanto que no conocen de nosotros. Que uno puede también disfrutarse mucho, ¿verdad? Ese jueguito de hacer el que no sabe. Mira, les recomiendo ver, si tengo una casa Miren el microondas y dicen, oh wow, that's what it looks like. Wow, oh my God. And the food can be hot in there. Y digan así, no, mira, tengo ropa. Todavía ocurre eso, aunque tengan el acceso a la información, como quiera ocurre eso, porque estamos en muchas burbujas. Yo les hago esta pregunta a mis estudiantes el primer día de clase. Trick question. What does a Puerto Rican have to do in order to become a U.S. citizen?
Oh my God.
Se van a contestar, I got it. You have to apply for a green card. Okay, next. You have to spend 7 years and then fill out paperwork. Next. You gotta marry an American. La mejor, hay un joven. But first you have to jump the fence. That's from the Atlantic Ocean. Lo que aprendemos todos los días del intelectual que está en la Casa Blanca. Puerto Rico is an island.